Hey gamers, Gecko here. If you don't know, recently on the main channel, I made a video about Dizzy, Strive's arguably worst character. I basically talked about her kit, the things they changed when bringing her over to Strive, and how they cut a little bit too much, and she doesn't really have much of an identity right now. I think it's a good video. I think you should go and check it out. I think it's fun and entertaining, and takes a little bit more of a negative look on Strive, which is pretty unique for my channel, at least. But when that video came out, I had quite a few people popping up in my Twitch chat and my comment section saying they really liked the look of Dizzy and they really liked the design of her, but now that they've seen this video, they're not really sure if they want to actually play her, and it seemed to have turned a couple of people away from the game, which was not my intention. I feel like when a lot of people hear that a character is bad, they end up not really wanting to play them. Like, if a big creator like me says that a character is doo-doo dog shit, then people are like, well, I shouldn't play them, that character's doo-doo dog shit. But I want to really just examine that philosophy. Should you play characters that people see as bad? I mean, if you want to, like, I ain't the authority on this. You can do what you want. I'm just a messenger, you know? I'm just letting you guys know how I'm thinking. With fighting games in particular, a lot of people really value the strength of characters. It seems like the majority of the player base want to find that perfect sweet spot. They want their character to be good, but they don't want them to be, like, too good. No one ever wants to admit that they play the top one character in the game. Unless you're based, and the entire reason you're playing them is because they're top one. In which case, more power to you. But anytime you're like, this character's really broken, you'll have people throw out excuses being like, this character's better. This character's better. This character's so much better than mine. Or like, oh, you just don't know the counterplay. This is something that I've dealt with a lot over the course of playing Strive. Hell, I've done it by accident sometimes. But character strength, especially in modern fighting games, is rarely actually an indicator of who's going to win. I consider myself a relatively high-level player in the grand scheme of things. I know some people probably just went to that, but I've got 2 characters in Vanquisher, and I play in tournaments pretty regularly. I don't place very well, but I'm at least there playing in them. And even then, going into a match, the general deciding factor of who wins is rarely character choice. There's characters I absolutely fucking despise fighting, but I know how to fight them, but the general result of the match is down to skill or knowledge. Nowadays, especially, that I've gotten more used to the balance of things, it's very rare that I get beaten by someone and I blame them for their character choice. Because it just isn't that much of a factor at most skill levels. If you're at the top tier, I'm talking constantly going to top 8 of every major that you enter, winning your weekly and monthlies every single time you go up, sweeping the shit out of anyone that shows up to a regional that's near you, then yeah, what character is top tier and bottom tier is probably going to have a deciding factor on who you play. But for most of us, that shit really doesn't matter. In the video where I talk about my experience with playing Slayer on Levelers, you should go check that out, by the way, I have background footage of me on Slayer fighting a Dizzy. And several times throughout those fights, I get my shit kicked in. Dizzy is way worse than Slayer, but it doesn't matter because we're not playing 100% perfectly. Both of us are making pretty big mistakes all of the time. Because of that, unless you are a literal perfect player, it's not gonna matter that much. Maybe years ago, back in like fucking MVC2 days, where characters were so drastically different from each other that you had people with frame 1 normals fighting against characters that couldn't fucking move. Yeah, okay, maybe then picking a top tier was a really good idea. Nowadays though, you can just about play anyone you want at most skill levels. You might hit a wall and think that playing a better character will help you, and maybe it will, but it's not going to be the be-all and end-all of you playing a game. So what I'm trying to say is, if someone tells you that a character that you like the look at and like the kit of is bad, that shouldn't be a deciding factor. It doesn't really matter, especially nowadays. A lot of characters, especially in anime games, have really interesting and unique kits, but they might be considered dog shit. Venom is another character in this sort of weird miasma, where his kit is really interesting and really cool. If you talk to a Venom player about Venom, They are more than willing to show you every single thing that they know and talk about how cool the character is, but he's generally kind of bad. Once you get to the point where you know how to deal with his close-range offense, he stops having anything. And suddenly, he becomes one of the worst characters in the game, because all he has is zoning. And there's a lot of other characters who can do it better than him. But that shouldn't stop people from playing Venom, because he's cool. When you do get those knockdowns and you do get those setups, he's a very fun and interesting character. There's a lot of things that you can do on him. You shouldn't let people's opinions of how good a character is influence the way that you play the game. Because the likelihood is, that doesn't fucking matter. It's fun to look at a character and dissect their kit and see if we can find the problems with them and figure out ways to fix them. But also, sometimes there's a bit of fun in playing something that doesn't necessarily function very well. Back to Dizzy in particular, she's a character with a lot of tools that don't align with each other. They don't really make a lot of sense. But there is a bit of joy from some players of taking these tools that don't necessarily work together and finding a way to jam them into a game plan. Winning with a bad character can sometimes be more fulfilling than winning with one who just kind of wins. I had this situation back when Slayer came out. He was pretty much just top 1. There was no real argument about it. Even I was saying that the character was broken. So I stopped playing him. I got bored. I had more fulfillment playing Baiken at the time, and Baiken was really bad. So you can find that enjoyment in a character that does kind of suck. Because maybe the reason they suck isn't, oh, they don't do enough damage, or they have less health, so they take way more damage. Oh, their Oki isn't as good as the top ones. And that can be a bit boring, but they might be bad because they just don't vibe well with the current state of the game, but that doesn't mean that they're not fun. I would say, personally, that Unica is a pretty bad character. With the change to Orange Wild Assault, she had a massive nerf hit without getting anything in response to it, and a lot of her things are very knowledge-checky and kind of easy to deal with when you know what you're looking for. But god, is she fucking fun. Actually executing the shit on that character is really good, and that has nothing to do with how strong she is. Her combos are really fun. Do they do a lot of damage? Sometimes. Do you get into the situation where they do a lot of damage? No, basically never. But she's really fun to play with, and I like playing her. If you're playing a character just because they're good, you're probably not vibing with the game that well, and it might be that the character that you actually want to play just isn't that good. But you shouldn't stop yourself from playing them because of that. If you vibe with a character's aesthetic or game plan, and you really want to play them because of that, then you should just go for it. Don't let what people say about the character influence your decision. You can make your own opinion by actually playing them. So yeah, Piccolo to do it, you fucking coward. This is where I would announce I'm doing a stream where I'm playing Dizzy right now, but I'm not. We're playing Slayer. We got a grind to get back to. I want to play on my arcade stick. I haven't played Strive in like over a week. I'm itching. I'm fiending for it. Go to the Twitch down below. We can talk more about this topic there. And if you can't make it, then subscribe. We've got more videos coming out. I'm trying to get one out every single day of this month. It's going well so far, so hopefully we can keep it up. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye!